You get any sleep last night?
Yeah.
Really?
How much?
How much? I don't know. Depends.
I think his PR team is calling me, telling me that he cannot disclose how much sleep he got last night at this time. Let's go.
Of Snowman.
Yep, he is right.
Yep.
Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh yeah! Time to start the party. Good morning. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition.
For how long you been taking that one? I was over here looking like you almost last night.
Hey, you guys
man, look, we'll talk about that in a minute. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have you all with us. This first hour is brought to you in part by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. Snowman here, along with Droid and Vikala, who wants to complete a case. Well, his counterpart wants to complete a case. We'll talk about that. Of course, we're leading up to our coverage of Super Bowl 59, where I have a surprise coming a little later on. And then we'll slip in a little baseball talk to complete the 2-hour spectacular today. Droid, what are you putting down now?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Hey!
Okay. You know what?
The best cereal known to man.
Question of the day. We already have it.
Victor,
Yeah.
go with it.
What was your favorite cereal? And there's the gem to this. Your favorite cereal as a kid on a Saturday morning.
Too many of them.
Too many of them?
What's yours?
Too many of them, but I got to three. One,
right.
To me, one of the all-time great cereals, Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
2 is what Droid's eating, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yep.
I have to disagree. It has to have It has to be the Captain Crunch with berries.
Crunch
Crunch
berries.
berries.
Crunch berries.
I was more into peanut butter crunch. I love the peanut butter weasel.
Yeah, I would feed the family for weeks.
And what's your third one?
The third one, it wasn't out for very long. It was basically just another version of Captain Crunch, which is called Batman. It was the Batman cereal.
Okay.
It was actually same formula as Captain Crunch, but it was cut into bat shapes.
Okay.
Delicious.
My 3 cereals on a Saturday morning while I'm watching Bugs Bunny tear people up. And this is in no particular order. Trix
the rabbit.
Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks. Oh my God. Apple Jacks was amazing.
Apple Jacks.
I can't believe
at
least top 5 cereal all time.
Yes.
I can't believe I'm bringing back Apple Jacks, but my mom, when she would go grocery shopping, used to load us up on Apple Jacks.
Yeah, because usually back in those days, I think it was like 2 for $1, and these were big boxes.
Dude, the dual boxes they sell today was nothing compared to the 2 for $1 deal at Jewel.
No.
And these were the big some bitches. I'm not talking about like 16. I'm not talking about 16 ounces. I'm talking about 24 and up. These were the big some bitches.
Yep.
Okay.
The ones at the bottom of the aisle. The bottom of the aisle. Because
that you have to reach. That you have to reach to get.
And
the
last one is,
it's hard to pick because I'm just remember what mom used to load us up on before she got wise and realized Apple Jacks contained a ton of sugar.
Right. Another one that my dad liked and I kind of got into too. Corn Pops.
What's that?
Corn Pops.
Corn Pops.
You know, the Fruity Pebbles disrespect I shall not take.
You know what I did with
Fruity Pebbles was amazing.
You know what I did with Corn Pops?
Its name.
You know what I did with Corn Pops that I wasn't supposed to do?
What?
I drowned them in sugar. My mom, Mom, I miss you and I love you. My mom used to see me pour cornflakes and then douse that some bitch in sugar. And she said, "Look,
boy."
That she coupled it with that too. She said, "Look, 2 teaspoons." I looked at my mother and I went, "What?" She says, "Don't want me. 2 teaspoons of sugar is all you need."
Bleep.
Wait. Let me find that soundbite. She says 2 teaspoons of sugar is all you need.
And then
I'm thinking,
stop it. Get some help.
No, I thought wait.
And I'm also thinking,
right.
That one.
A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine
go down. Shut up.
Mary Poppins has taken
airwaves. But not enough medication.
My grandchildren love that. My grandchildren love that movie.
But not enough medication will help Victor recover from this.
This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation.
Morphine helps.
What did you say, Victor? I missed what he said.
I said morphine helps.
Oh, you are evil.
Of course.
I love it.
True,
okay.
But you know what? I got an adventure with morphine.
Here's another good one before we get to that. Another good one my dad had was Corn Pops. But he told me this funny story because I was wondering, he would always eat his Corn Pops with chocolate milk. And I never understood them. Like, why? He said when he was on the base.
And then you live with me and we both did that.
Right.
Mess.
So he was on the base when he was in the Marines. He was on the base and they have ran out of regular milk, out of whole milk.
Yep.
The only thing that was left was chocolate milk or skim milk, and don't nobody
God
cereal with skim
where's
milk.
Where's Lewis Black when you need him? Talking about skim milk.
But he decided to just use chocolate milk, and he ate it ever since.
He was hooked.
All right. Your adventures with morphine.
I was working in Minnesota at Valley Fair.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, isn't this a sports show?
We're gonna get to sports. You were See, this is your fault.
Because you were eating cereal.
My fault.
This is your fault.
Just because I was eating cereal.
You were eating cereal, and
Listen,
it went.
I need to take my medications. I have ADHD medications I have to take.
I understand that.
In the army,
but we're picking on you because you started it by eating cereal in front of us, and we decided to take it and go with it.
Take advantage of it.
We decided to take it and go with it.
Now what happened?
All right, I was working in Minnesota. At Valley Fair, I had a chance to go see a Twins game in the Metrodome. Went to the Twins game. Went next day, came back, went to work, slipped.
Oh,
and bang, concussion.
Oh, no.
I was working at Thunder Canyon when that happened. They took me to the hospital, and the first thing they determined I had a concussion, and I was out for 5 days.
Oh, wow.
I spent 3 of those days in the hospital, and they were injecting me with something. I had no idea what the hell it was. Then they told me. I said, "Why am I feeling loopy right now?" And the doctor said, quote, "Probably because you're full of morphine." What? I didn't know what the hell morphine was.
What you mean?
But I did ask this question. Can I have some more?
I agree. Never had morphine, but I agree. When you hurt, I think the only thing I ever had that was like that was I had the ibuprofen
ibuprofen. That's Tylenol. Yeah.
You know what? Me and ibuprofen have been best friends since surgery. Me, ibuprofen, Tylenol, and gabapentin have been best friends since surgery.
Ibuprofen supporting the Snow family since the 1800s.
Yes. Yes.
That needs to be a soundbite. Ibuprofen supporting the Snow family since the 1800s.
Right.
You know what? That's a drop. That's a drop.
That's a drop. To get on it.
And that's also our question of the day. And our question of the day is brought to you in part by SeatGeek. Use the code Snowman for $20 off of your first purchase. That's only with the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan. Take a break, and when we come back, our Super Bowl coverage continues as we're going to talk a few storylines. What are the key storylines going into the Super Bowl? Let's hear from you fans as we talk about it. And later on this hour, I have a surprise guest. I'll tell you more about it when you all get back. Snowman in the morning, back in the deuce.
What?
This is Snowman in the morning.
People tell me how lucky my daughter is to have been adopted. But really, we're the lucky ones. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. No, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back, Snowman in the morning here on this Tuesday, and Droid is looking at me like he's mad at me. Why? Why are you mad at me?
I was not paying attention. I was working on some Sudoku, and then I heard special guest. You woke me up.
Woke me up.
Ain't that the idea? Storylines for the Super Bowl. Storylines for Super Bowl 59 is what we're going to tackle next. I'm gonna go to Droid first. What do you think the biggest, besides the fact?
I don't care about the 3P. I don't care about the 3P. That's of course
okay.
That's the obvious storyline.
Right. We're looking for the less than obvious.
But this is Sirianni's chance to prove to Eagles Mafia, hey, I can coach. Okay.
Yeah,
I am an eligible coach. I can win you Super Bowls. Just give me time.
Is this do or die for
this is do or die for Sirianni?
It is. Because if he doesn't win this Super Bowl, he's out.
That's what I was going to say.
Especially if
the Eagles are not going to be
Chiefs again.
After the Eagles won Super Bowl 52 in Minnesota, they were so used. They're used to winning now because they got the big one.
Yep, they got the bug.
Now they had a chance to win another one in Phoenix, Arizona, didn't get the job done. Now they have a second shot at Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
They have a second shot at Kansas City. And this one's in New Orleans. Let me just start with this. Who do y'all think is the better team going into the Super Bowl?
Honestly, I'm going to say this as a Chiefs fan, Eagles. Eagles are the overall built better team. The O-line, I'll go by each positions.
Right.
And of course, key skills positions, but we're going to go by positions, and I'll tell you who has the stronger. When you look at quarterback, I think it's pretty evenly matched. Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes have had pretty mediocre regular seasons, but in the playoffs, they've both been amazing. And you look at wide receivers, I think the Eagles got it with the wide receivers by a long shot. You know, we got a lot of injured wide receivers. We have no Rashee Rice. We got no McCole Hardman. We got a lot of receivers missing. Yeah, we have Xavier Worthy. Yes, we have DeAndre Hopkins. Yes, we have Marquise Brown. But that means nothing when you got Devonta Smith as your wide and AJ Brown. Don't forget him too.
AJ
Those
Brown, yeah.
two guys overall completely outdo the entirety of the white receiver core for the Chiefs. And then you look at running backs. It's Saquon, no question about it.
It's Saquon and nothing else.
In terms of in terms of versatility, I'll give it to the Chiefs in terms of running backs. You know why? Because they can play both running backs and have no problems.
Right.
That's the only point I'll give it to the Chiefs. But in terms of overall running back, I give it to Saquon and the Eagles. And then you go to the offensive line. I give that to the Chiefs. They've let up 0 sacks in the last 2 games, while the O-line for the Eagles has let up a few. And then we move to defense. Corners, give it to the Eagles, man. Come on.
Yeah.
The Chiefs secondary is non-existent. The Chiefs secondary is non-existent. It has nothing good going for it. And then you look at D-line, I'll give that one to the Chiefs. You know, they have a high defensive lineman. You got Ndike Ozona, you got Jones, you got Karlaftis, and then you got Nick Bolton for linebackers. I give that to the Chiefs in terms of that middle of the field presence.
Mm-hmm.
And then for safeties, I give it to the Eagles. They have two of the best safeties in the NFC, if not the best safeties in the NFC, while both of our safeties have been injured since basically week 4. So in majority skill positions, I give the Eagles the upper hand.
So what do the Chiefs need to do, not just have to do, but need to do to complete the slam?
I think one of the big things is getting those third down stops and not allowing them a 4th and 1 opportunity.
Mm-hmm. We talk all year.
We need 4th and 2s. We need 4th and 3s. None of this 4th.
I would say 4th and 5s. I say 4th and 5s is where you
can't get it on a 4th and 2 unless you got Saquon Barkley. In this case,
right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So I would say get it at least at 4th and 5, force them to punt or force them to take a field goal. There's no room for error here.
Let's go to Victor. Victor, tell me some of the storylines you're going to be looking at for Super Bowl 59.
Can Saquon Barkley cap the dream? Can Saquon Barkley get the big one? He's had such a great season since he left New York.
Yep.
But can he finish it off?
Can he
a Super Bowl ring?
Can he finish the job? That's a great storyline.
That's going to be the big thing.
That's a great storyline.
I think there's only one problem with that storyline,
and that is
Jalen Hurts.
Well, this is gonna be of Sirianni.
Thank you.
There's gonna be whether Sirianni can actually allow.
If that's a case for Jalen Hurts, Victor, and you said it best. That's going to come back to Sirianni.
Mm-hmm.
But you get my point. As I said yesterday and today, I've said this, but Jalen Hurts has got a lot to prove this Super Bowl. The last Super Bowl he was in was against the Chiefs, and they came up just short. But that wasn't entirely their fault. There was a lot of defensive discipline issues, a lot of offensive discipline issues.
I believe I think the Eagles got flagged 11 times in Super Bowl 57.
I don't remember, but
I think they got flagged 11. I want to say they got flagged 11 times.
And before we move on, Roger Goodell, shut up. You're not making the situation any better.
He never does.
Because he spoke on the fact that people saying that the refs are calling in favor of the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's rigged for the Chiefs to be the 3 times.
Goodell, shut up. You're the commissioner.
You're the commissioner.
You're supposed to talk to media and tell them lies. That's the entire point of being a commissioner. Lie.
Yeah.
Lie to
I
protect
would definitely
your
say
product.
there's some dirty work going on.
Lie to protect your product.
There's a lot of dirty work going on. But the thing is, people are just focusing on the Chiefs. You didn't see the calls in the Eagles-Rams game? You didn't see the calls in the Eagles-Rams game? You didn't see the calls in the Eagles-Commanders game?
Right.
Come on. Like, I've been watching this game for years. Not as long as Victor, not as long as Brian, but I've been watching this game since I was born. And by God, both the Chiefs and the Eagles have been getting calls their way.
That they have.
And Arrow Marks
you can't deny it. You can't deny it otherwise. Both teams have been getting
they've
calls.
gotten favorable calls.
Yeah, and then you look and you remember what Arrow Marks said. It's no longer about the team and the love of the game. It's about making money and making a product that makes you more money.
It's about Vegas.
It's about Vegas.
It's about Vegas.
And last but not least, here's the big part. It's about creating an entertaining product. They don't care if one team's better than the other. They're going to do their best to make the product entertaining.
Yep.
Which is why you see terrible calls, which is why you see all of that.
But
and one of the big storylines going in is going to be, are the refs going to call this even?
Yeah. I mean, I've heard it from many people.
I don't know who the crew. We don't know who the crew is yet.
I've heard many people saying,
they say they're supposed to be announcing it this week. So
I was going to say,
I've heard people say, like, how much did the Chiefs, Venmo the refs? What was the amount the Chiefs Venmo the refs to
do
the refs have a cash app? These are things I've been hearing. I've been hearing this stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Because you have a lot of people who are just, and let's just be honest, it's a lot of people who are just angry at the fact that they didn't get there. Let's just be for real.
Yeah.
They're mad that they didn't get there.
It's kind of the same storyline, and I know some people are going to hate the fact that I'm going to bring up my team, but I'm going to do it anyway. But it's the same kind of thing with all the hatred that Brock Purdy is getting.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the, you couldn't do it. You realize Brock Purdy still threw for 3,800 yards?
Yeah, the Cam Newtons of the world, the Shane Traps of the world who are like, we told you he's a system player.
Actually, I'm going to say this. As much as you clown on Cam Newton, he brought up a good point on the Jets-Cardinals game earlier this season, where it was the fact that Kyler Murray got himself blown up by the defense.
He did.
It was an empty backfield formation. Basically, the whole point was to send the running back on a passing route. It was to send every wide receiver on a passing route and a tight end on a passing route. No extra blocks.
Right.
And Cam Newton brought up a good point. He said, run it back. You see there?
Mm-hmm.
This Kyler Murray's looking the wrong way. And he had a good point. Kyler Murray was looking the wrong way. He was looking on the right side of the field instead of looking on the left side of the field where they were blitzing.
Yeah.
And, I'll give Cam Newton his flowers. He does have a lot of good points sometimes, but he says more stupid things than he does smart things. That's why we have a very hard time respecting
what
him.
he said.
We would love to have him on the show because he's an NFL quarterback. Former NFL quarterback, went to the Super Bowl. He can describe what it meant to be in that Super Bowl and how it meant to play in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody would love to have a guy like Cam Newton on.
And it's some of his wild takes, and that's why ESPN brought him aboard.
Yeah.
His wild takes.
I haven't seen
Sharp too.
I haven't seen really much of his stuff lately. I've only seen his stuff getting recommended on my YouTube shorts. But again, a lot of respect to Cam for pointing that out to Cardinals fans. He's like, listen, you can't keep blaming your own line when Murray has the awareness of a sloth.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
I love that one. The awareness of a sloth.
Because you got it's basically like Sauce Gardner is like coming, he's about to blow you up, and you don't even know. He ain't got no spidey sense.
You don't even look at him.
I'm well behind, but on 2 times to catch up. What's the 411? The podcast that Cam Newton owns is called the 4-in-1 Podcast, I believe, right?
Right. What's up, Brian? Will? Let's go to the Feedback Zone presented by Fanatics. Brian Will is one.
Oh, the 411. He's on the information. What's the 411? Yeah, to me, the stories that I think are going to come out is really a lot about the Eagles, because really what's with the Chiefs is, one, do they get the three-peat? And if they do, does this put Patrick in GOAT contention?
Yeah.
That's going to be the two big storylines.
You would think that would be a real obvious one, wouldn't it?
As a Chiefs fan, I'm going to say this. He's 2 rings away from Hall of Fame. Well, he's Hall of Fame now. But he's 2 rings away from GOAT conversation.
Yeah.
He needs to win this year, and he needs to win another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I can consider him even one of the greatest of all time. Because Joe Montana, right now he has 3 rings. Yeah.
Yep.
It's 3 rings.
3 rings.
He's looking for a 4th. That would basically tie him with Montana. If he gets a 5th, then I'm like, okay, he's amazing. He's one of the greatest of all time.
Right.
And I will never say he is the greatest. I will say he's one of the greatest.
Yep. That's what I say all the time. One of.
I agree.
I don't think there's a definitive greatest of all time in the NFL, and I will die on that hill.
You know what? I'll die on that hill with you, because many will argue with me about who is the greatest, and they'll give their reasons as to why.
And Troy has 3 too.
You can't really appoint a greatest of all time. You just can't.
Again, and here's the biggest difference between football and basketball.
Brian, you did not.
What?
I see that. You did not. No.
What?
Let's take a break, folks.
No.
Let's take a break.
What?
And my surprise when y'all get back.
Oh no.
What?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals, chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E. Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
So Droid's mad at me because I pulled a fast one.
What?
I didn't tell you guys this, but I have a very special guest joining us right now.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome 2-time Super Bowl champion from the New York Giants, Gary Reasons. Here he is right now. What's up, Gary? Thanks for coming back.
It's all great, guys. Hello, what's happening?
This is an honor.
Super Bowl week is in full effect. You've been to the big game on 2 occasions. Let's start with this. Describe what that crazy week is like, especially when you got either A, to Pasadena, or B, to Tampa. Describe that week.
You know what? It comes and goes in a blink. And unfortunately, the guys, they're all trying to take advantage of the experience, right? You know, you want to maximize everything. And when you think about it as a player, it's all about, you know, how did you get here? You know, and it was the team journey, but then you start to look introspectively about yourself, your career, who helped you along the way, your coaches, your family, you know, really everything that goes into it. Because when it's all comes down to it, this is what you're trying to get to.
Yes.
You're trying to win one of those.
Yes.
And when you can do that and put that on your mantelpiece, it's there forever. And these guys are just trying to enjoy the time that they have together and get prepared for the game of their life. And it just comes so fast, and there's so many moving parts that it's just really hard to describe.
The first one where y'all were in Pasadena for Super Bowl 21. Did you guys stay in proximity to Pasadena, or did you stay somewhere well away from the site?
Yeah, we were on the south side of town of LA, basically, because we actually practiced at the Rams facility back then when the Rams were there, and so we were on the southwest side of town, so it wasn't too distant. And so then we traveled north of LA to Pasadena to get to the game. So, but it really wasn't too bad. So we had a little bit of a commute, but not too bad, and you just kind of soak it all in.
When did y'all, when you clinched the win against the Redskins, when did the game part of the preparation for the Super Bowl against Denver begin? When did that begin? And take us through that process.
Yeah, so really what happened with our first Super Bowl 21, we had the full 2 weeks. You know, with Super Bowl 25, it was different. We only had 1 week because we were in the Gulf War, and we just went right from San Francisco to Tampa for that game. But for this one, we had 2 weeks. And so we really need an extra week for all of the team to prepare basically for travel, for your families, for everything that you need to do, and get tickets to people that you have. And you know, we each were allotted an allotment of 25 Super Bowl tickets per player, which is really pretty generous by the league, and that's been a standard now for moving forward for all NFL players who make the game. They get an allotment of tickets to utilize. So you have to kind of decide where those are going to go and who's going to get them, and it's pretty interesting on how that all comes. But you really do need that week, if you can do it, to have all the preparation that goes into it and the lead up time, and really give you a little chance to heal. A lot of guys have just kind of laid it out there all season long, and you want to play your best at the best time, right? So if you have a little extra week there to get a little better prepared physically, it certainly can help.
Yeah, and you played, of course, under legendary Bill Parcells. What was it like playing? What was it like playing for the Tuna? What was it like playing for Bill Parcells?
Well, I call it the magic of the two Bills, because Bill Parcells was our head coach, our leader. He was the guy that kind of created the culture around the football team. And Bill's a Jersey guy, so he knows how to work the Northeast, and so he had no trouble navigating the waters of the New York media and how to handle all that. And so he kind of talked to all of us individually, and he treated us all fairly, but he didn't treat us all the same. Everybody had his little things that he would talk to you about to kind of get into your craw and try to make you a better player and motivate you a little bit. That was Bill Parcells. He found ways to motivate players to his benefit and the team's benefit and get the most out of you as a player. And with Bill Belichick, being our linebacker coach and defensive coordinator, we kind of had the best of both worlds, because we really had a real tactician as a coordinator in Bill Belichick, who really put in the preparation and put in the best situations for us to succeed on the field. And that's what you wanted with your coordinator, and that's what you wanted a coach. Put players in the best position for them to go out there and succeed on the field with a game plan. And we certainly had a lot of that.
Then you get to the game day itself. The nerves and the butterflies are flying around. But, as a player, you've played football before. You try to think of it as just another game, but it's not just another game. It's it's the Super Bowl. And there's more time that goes in to getting ready for it, to playing it. And back then they did the player introductions, and they would ask, which unit do you want introduced? So at Super Bowl 21, your defensive unit gets introduced, and you're waiting there. Lawrence Taylor's waiting there. Jim Burt, Harry Carson. Man, what was that? What was that like when you guys were waiting to get introduced to the fans at the Rose Bowl?
Well, it all culminates for each of us. Then that was our first experience to be in front of a global audience, really to have your name announced and recognized, and what university you attended, and those kinds of things. Yep. And so it's really a big moment. And really, just before that, we're in our locker room, sitting in front of our lockers individually, and you could hear a pin drop in there. And it was really quiet, because guys were somber. Guys were really just kind of taking it all in. And really for a lot of us, I think, you think back about the journey of football. And then when you go down that tunnel and you walk out there to the field and you start feeling the energy of the stadium and the fans, and really understanding that you're going to be introduced to billions of people across the planet, and then compete in a football game, it really comes full circle to really understand what you work for your entire football career. And this is the pinnacle of that opportunity to play out there. And being introduced, I tell you, it was a lot of fun to run out there. I use one of those clips in some speaking engagements that I do, as being introduced in front of the fans in Pasadena, and running out there, and it never gets old to see that.
It never gets old. I mean, Super Bowl week never gets old. I mean, I had plans of taking my crew down to New Orleans. Unfortunately, health got in the way, but we made plans to get to the Super Bowl, and I'm taking my entire morning show crew with me. That's my promise. I'm going to make that a promise that we're going to get to Santa Clara next year. And now you've been in media for a while. What's the difference in being in the Super Bowl and covering the Super Bowl as a media person? What's that difference?
Well, if you've been in the game, you have a little bit of an insight as to what is actually going on and how things are, or why and how they do the things they do from the NFL's perspective. And really, it kind of gives you an insight to really what you can look for the teams leading up to the game, and really what's going on, and then ultimately, the game itself. But, it's such a spectacle, and Brian, it's been growing ever since. And
Yep.
Since we played Super Bowl 21 and 25, they seem like they're it's a long time ago. But
It seems like
really
ancient
not.
history, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It just seems like yesterday to me. And I sit here in my office and I got a lot of trinkets up on the shelves and things that kind of remind me of just how special it was. And I'm looking over here at photographs of my son. I'm holding my son up in pictures of Super Bowl 25 when he was there. He was just a 5-year-old kid, So
yeah.
It was pretty cool. But those are the kinds of things that people don't really understand, that it's a game that has grown so fast and really so well over the years that being a part of it from a player's perspective, and also now as a media member myself, when I cover football, I look at it really with a pretty good lens. I've got a pretty good eye for what's going on out there.
Isn't it fun covering this? Being a part of Super Bowls for as long as you have. Isn't this fun?
It is. It's enjoyable for me to really talk about it, to share the experiences. And, I actually look at some of the guys today, and, I was actually looking at something this morning, some interviews and things that are going on with these guys. And, I would think to myself, man, I was right there. That was it. I was there 25 years ago doing this stuff. And it just brings back a lot of memories. And it's really pretty cool. And, I like to see, Brian, the ascension of these players and really these teams, and for them to get to this pinnacle, this moment, because I know it's so meaningful. It seems like it's old hat. You talk about the Kansas City Chiefs getting there, multiple times and winning a potential three-peat. That's not easy to do. Do not play that down in any way. That is something that would be miraculous and really a game changer in today's NFL football world, because I'll tell you this, it is hard to win every week. It is so hard.
It is, man.
Mm-hmm. And you could take the worst team in a record sense and playing the best team in a record sense, and you could have the outcome of that ball game that you don't expect, because it just happened, all comes together for that team in that moment. And really, it can't happen that way in this game that we're expecting on Sunday, because it's anybody's ball game. I don't see either one of these two teams having a really demonstrative favored position. I think that if things go one way in favor of either of these teams, they could get the leg up. I'm talking about turnovers and situational play in the ball game.
Yeah, I have a question. We were talking earlier about the excitement and the nerves that come with something like a Super Bowl. How do you, as a player, get able to quell that down, kind of push that down, and be like, okay, I had never been here before, but I got to stick to my fundamentals, stick to what has gotten me here, and not make any mistakes. How is that for a player in that sense?
Well, if you have a Bill Parcells beating you over the head all the time, just saying, hey, just do your job, do your job, do your job. That's what was instilled into us as a team, from the earliest days. My first year in 1984 with the Giants, and then a culmination in 1986. So I was, I grew up in a tough love environment with coaching, and that I thrived on that, because I learned the level of expectation that you need to have as a player to do the things that you need to do. And if you step out of your role on your offense or your defensive scheme, and you put yourself, first, you're going to do things that are going to be atypical to your defense or your offense, and it's going to hurt that team. And so we couldn't do that. So do your job. Bill Belichick preaches that all the time, and that's exactly what you have to do, because guys who are trying to do something individually on the field that just counter to the team goal, the team aspect, and what you're doing collectively, it can really hurt you. And so I always kind of put that first, and I thought about all of those things. And so all the fanfare and everything, once the lights are on, the game is kicked off, it's just another game. It really is. And so, but it happens, the speed of this game is going to be like no other that these players have played in. It is going to be the fastest game ever that they have ever imagined. And it really does magnify the level of play of every player in the ballgame.
He's done it twice. He's won twice. That is middle linebacker Gary Reasons, number 55, joining us here on our Super Bowl week coverage on Snowman in the Morning. Gary, love you, brother. Thank you so much for coming on. Very appreciated.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure, guys. Great to talk to you again, and enjoy the ball game this weekend.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That, ladies and gentlemen, is two-time Super Bowl champion Gary Reasons from the New York Giants. He joins us via the Invader Coffee, Invader Coffee guest line. That's what I'm trying to say. Invader Coffee guest line. Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless.
Wow.
Fun.
Again, like sitting at the learning tree again. And I love how he was explaining, don't get out of what you're supposed to do. Don't get out of what you're supposed to do.
A lesson I've had to learn several times.
And the fact that he talked about a tough love environment, that is what's missing in a lot of NFL teams.
Isn't it?
Okay. And yes, I am throwing my Cowboys all the way under the bus about this.
You're throwing them under the semi, but keep preaching.
Because they don't have that there. You can tell they don't. The Bears don't. You tell the Bears do not have that. I don't think the Seahawks have that either, especially now that Pete Carroll's gone.
Nor do the Cardinals.
Nor the Cardinals. Nor do the Browns.
Nor do the Browns.
There's no tough love culture anymore. Everyone coddles and caresses. It's like, I understand you don't want these guys to get down themselves, and trust me, I get that.
Yeah.
But at the end, this is a tough league, a tough business, and you have to get that tough skin.
Yes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. That was fun. That was fun. He's been on once before, and he's done it again as we continue our Super Bowl coverage as we lead you right up to Super Bowl 59. Take a break. We'll have another question of the day, have a little bit of fun. Then we'll have the arcade to kick off hour 2. Snowman in the Morning, back in a flash.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Gary Regis, for joining us via the Invader Coffee guest line. And Jordan, why are you peering at me like that? Did I surprise you? Did I surprise you with that fast?
Shut up.
No,
You mad?
And the great part is, I led right into a commercial with that.
Yep,
make me just mad.
You know you enjoyed it, so shut your face.
Only if you do the same.
No. I ain't shutting my face, and I don't expect you to either. Smart Alec.
All right.
Okay. What is your go-to food? Oh, so may as well make this a question of the day too. What is your go-to? What?
Don't make my fat ASS speak about food.
Well, we're gonna do it anyway, since it's Super Bowl week, and I'm probably going to be asking this question all week. What is? Oh, here's a question of the day. Question of the day is presented by SeatGeek. Use the code Snowman for $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan. What is your go-to food on Super Bowl Sunday? Droid, I'll start with you.
Gotta go with the greatest pizza place of all time, and I will not hear any objections. Gotta go with some Papa John's pizza.
I can go with that. I love Papa John's.
I can dig that.
And I will not hear no Domino's is the greatest of all time.
Nah.
The only one that would be better, bless her heart, is Myrtle Snow's homemade pizza.
The one that got you beat.
And Myrtle, for y'all that don't know, Myrtle was my mom.
Mm-hmm.
The pizza that got me busted.
Got you busted and beat up.
The pizza that got me busted, disgusted, and couldn't be trusted around it. And the bad part is, my dad participated in the crime the next day.
Yep.
I'll tell that story when we come back from break. Victor, what's your go-to snack for the Super Bowl?
Oh, Papa John's is a good one. I actually go with Hooters wings. I love their wings.
I can dig that,
especially with a little bit of ranch.
I can dig that. I absolutely can dig that. Well, I've been spoiled on Super Bowl Sunday many times. It would have to be Jody's barbecue or gravy covered meatballs.
That's what you had last time.
That's what I had last year. Yep.
I remember that. That's a good one too.
But we have a couple more that we do. We do a gigantic cheese ball. Of course, we have the meatballs. I normally would fix some hamburgers. Droid, why are you falling asleep?
I'm stretching.
Oh, okay.
Nah, because that's exactly what I'd look like if I ate all that food in a sitting.
Hey, been there, done that. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, burnt the sumbitch when I got done with it. Burn it when I got done with it. Yeah, mine would be Jody's crock-pot cooked meatballs.
Another good one when you're on a budget is White Castle sliders.
Listen, I hate what you did to me one Super Bowl Sunday, Victor. 2 of them, as a matter of fact.
The crave crates.
The big ass crates. We each bought a crate. Victor bought a crate from White Castle, and I bought a crate. The first time we watched the Super Bowl together. Man, that crate was destroyed before the player introductions.
Man.
That crate
was
destroyed.
How could it not be?
That those bitches were destroyed while the player introductions were going on.
To me, there are 4 holidays where you are not only permitted but encouraged to pig out.
1,
Thanksgiving,
2,
Easter, Christmas,
3,
and Super Bowl Sunday.
Don't have me talk about Easter meals.
Oh my God.
Don't have me talk about Super Bowl meals either, because Mom used to, you know this, Victor. Mom used to cook up some stuff.
My grandmother would be up at 6 a.m. cooking everything. I mean, chicken, rice and beans, turkey,
all
ham,
of that.
Greens.
Yes. Give me 14 more, please.
Right. Right.
Please fill up my plate and make sure I don't wake up afterwards.
Fill up my plate so I can watch the game. Then fill it up again so I can watch game 2.
Yeah.
And then give me a plate to go.
I say fill up my plate so I don't wake up tomorrow.
Right. The Playmaker is with us. Hello, Snow Crew. He says, "What's up, Playmaker? Glad to have you with us." Hey, Playmaker. Our question of the day, second one. What is your go-to snack for the Super Bowl? And Playmaker, I believe, is either in New Orleans or on his way to New Orleans.
Ooh-wee.
Yep, he's going to Radio Row. Speaking of Radio Row, my good friend Michael Lyle will join us on Friday as we bring back the Lyle Files, and that is going to be an extended show because we got a lot of stuff planned for our Friday show. So pay attention to everything that we got planned here. It's halftime, so we'll take a break. And when y'all get back, more stuff leading up to Super Bowl 59. Second half of Snowman in the Morning after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meet me of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to BETUS.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
At SNWMN Multimedia or SIT Morning or both is how you can find us and find this show. Victor Locke, the droid, and yours truly, Snowman, here with you as we start the second half of Snowman in the Morning. And while I'm thinking about it, the second half of Snowman in the Morning is brought to you in part by BetUS.com. BetUS.com, where the game begins. All right.
Do we get our quarters out?
What?
Do we get our quarters out?
Not yet.
Ah, okay.
You know what? Screw it. I know Droid's been wanting to talk about this, and I got a few subjects myself that I want to that I want to drop here.
Get your tokens, kids.
Get your tokens, get your quarters, get anything you deem necessary. Where is that doggone thing? I can't find it. See, I let Droid into the truck and all this happened. All right. Get your quarters, get your tokens, get anything you need to play some games, because we're going to talk about it as we go into the arcade. On this edition of the arcade, Droid is back with us. I think he is. On this edition of the arcade, Droid has a subject that he wants to touch on concerning esports. The floor is yours, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you may not know, because a lot of you only pay attention to real sports and never about esports. But you got RLCS is finally back. The Birmingham Major is only 51 days away. That's in the Copper Box Arena in Birmingham, United Kingdom. The previous champions in North America was NRG. The previous champions of Carmine Corp was Carmine Corp for Europe, Oceania, Wildcard, South America, Furia, Asia Pacific, Luminosity. MENA was Falcons, and for SSA, Sub-Saharan Africa, is Maestros del Esférico. I know I butchered the heck out of that, but I don't care. The Sixth Invitational is going on right now as we're talking, actually. You can tune into that on the Rainbow Six Esports channels on YouTube and the Rainbow Six Siege Twitch channel, as I believe M80 just took down Team Joel, and Team Liquid's about to take on Unwanted, while over in Group C, Razad just took down PSG Talon, taking them to 0-2 in the group stage. Next up, I believe, is going to be DZ versus BDS, who has yet to play a game in the Sixth Invitational. Other news around esports, teams like G2 have folded in RLCS. The RLCS roster of Daniel, Beast Mode, and Atomic was picked up by NRG. That's why they are the champions. The ALGS, the Apex Legends Global Series, just finished up not too long ago, and the location was in Japan. It was the Japanese finals, and the winners of the finals goes to Go Next Esports. Congratulations to Go Next Esports for taking away the crown and winning and they had to win that final game in order to win it all. Alliance finished second, Team Falcons finished third, Shopify Rebellion finishing fourth, and Virtuous Pro finishing fifth, respectively, in the championship. A disappointing grand finals for Gaming Gladiators as they finished dead last. The eNASCAR series is about to kick off soon. You got Wyatt Tinsley going Orkless this year. You got Graham Bolin and Casey Kirkman joining Pioneers. And then over in Counter-Strike, the CS2 Major Championship winners, Team Spirit, consisting of Magix, Chopper, Zontix, Donk, Shiro, and Holly, the coach. And you got and this is after the Shanghai Major, a great major indeed. Right now, IEM is happening. Katowice is happening right now. FaZe is playing EF, and Sinners will be playing Alliance in the CCT EU series. And unfortunately, that's all I can really cover because there's so much going on in esports. It's not, and I just noticed we lost our audience. Oh no.
You're fine. Keep going.
So, I mean, we move on to the League of Legends 2025 season. You got 6 divisions this year: the LCK, the LPL, the LEC, the LCP, and 2 divisions of LTA. You got the LTA North and the LTA South. You got multiple regional leagues across the world. I believe you got a Prime League for Austria, Germany. You got the LFL for France. You got Superliga for Spain, TCL for Turkey. Plenty of other leagues across Europe. In the Americas, you got the Challengers League. You got the College Championship. You got Liga Regional Norte. And then you got LCK Challengers and much, much more.
Oh, yeah. Esports has exploded, man. Colleges are forming esports teams now, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got a CRL. You also got a college for. You also got college teams in League. I believe you also got college teams in Valorant, which is another one I want to talk about. China has finished up their VCT 2025 campaign. Edward Gaming are the champions of China's league. You got EMA Pacific, which is European, Middle East, and Asia. And then you got the Pacific that plays in 2 days, and the Americas plays their VCT International Kickoff in Los Angeles. That started on the 16th of January, and it ends on the 8th of February. Right now, the MVPs is Aspis from MI made in Brazil. You got Leaf from G2, and you got Adverso from Crew. Teams participating in the Americas VCT Challenge, the VCT Kickoff. You got 100 Thieves, Cloud9, Evil Geniuses, Furia Esports, Crew Esports, Leviathan, Loud, Made in Brazil, NRG, Sentinels, G2 Esports, and 2 Game Esports. On upcoming, Sentinels will take on G2 in the upper bracket final, and Made in Brazil will take on Crew in the lower bracket semifinal. The winner of the lower bracket semifinal will take on the loser of the upper bracket semifinals, whether it be G2 or it be Sentinels, for those who may be confused on how that works.
When did you get into esports, dude?
Years ago.
Years ago.
I don't even remember the first thing that got me into esports. I still don't have really much of an idea about. There's still many different places you could really think about, and a lot of places where you just wonder what am I doing, huh?
Right. Victor, what about you? What got you into esports?
Well, I don't really do gaming competitively, but I've been a game head all my life,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Only time I've really like heard about esports is like, League of Legends competitions, Smite competitions, of course, the Call of Duty Championship, stuff like that. And just watching,
it's amazing to me that this has become so competitive.
Well, I'll put it this way: for those people who think that it's not a real sport because you're not doing anything, you gotta stand in the mental capacity you have to be to go into ranked matches every single day.
Yeah,
it's like being in a sport. You have to still hone those motor skills, just like you do your layups in basketball. It's like you run your routes in football.
You have to. I'm
you have to
thinking that
master
you
your
gotta hone your
controls.
skills. You got to hone your skills in esports also.
Yes. I mean, watch the Call of Duty Championships. Those guys train almost 24 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
It is insane what they have to do.
He is telling the truth.
It is insane. And there's a lot of money to be made, too.
That's crazy.
There's a lot of money to be made in those situations. Like,
really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because you're getting a lot of sponsors, too. Like the teams that are in the COD championships, they have a lot of sponsors.
Ah, like for travel and such?
For travel, for housing.
For housing? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Those guys, it's like, again, with any other sport, if you're good enough and you get put on one of those big top tier teams, man, the bread you get.
Yeah, and the CDL 2025 Major 2 qualifiers is going to be happening in a week. You got first matchups is all best of 5. You got LA Thieves taking on the Carolina Royal Ravens. You got Boston Breach taking on Vegas Falcons, and Atlanta FaZe, the Stage 1 Major champions, taking on the Vancouver Surge. Also in
Vancouver Surge.
That's not even take consideration of the fighting games, because fighting games are also becoming big.
Fighting games, there's so many small tournaments within the majors.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can't even keep up with anymore.
Right. Like there's Street Fighter tournaments, there's Tekken tournaments.
I know there's Street Fighter tournaments because that all began in local arcades.
Yeah. And here, the crazy thing, the moment that everyone says changed gaming history forever was it was a fight between Chun-Li and Ryu. I forgot who it was. And Chun-Li has this ultra where she used the lightning kicks I want to say 16 different kicks, right?
Okay.
You will get hit by one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Ryu has a riposte or a block or a counter.
Yeah.
This dude countered every single kick.
Wow.
In that combo.
Wow. That's nuts.
I watched it. I'm like, there's no way.
And the winner of the Tekken World Tour 2024 was Rang Chu. Capcom Pro Tour. Don't even remember what happened to the end of that, but we do have a few World Tours coming up, including the Mortal Kombat Pro Competition in 2025, the DBFZ World Tour in 2024-25, and the SNK World Championship
for me. That started for me when I used to watch tournaments, quote unquote, in arcades.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you this know, man,
when you had a line of people waiting to challenge one guy.
I'll let you this know, man, because unfortunately Droy wasn't born at this time. Where were you on Mortal Monday? When Mortal Kombat first released.
That would be 1992.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember, where was I on Mortal Monday? Where was I? You know where I was? I was at Fort City.
I was in Ridge.
Nice.
I was in Ridge. And when I tell you that the crowd around Aladdin's castle was so massive, because my mom went to the mall to just grab a couple things. She said, we'll go to the mall.
Right.
And her thing, she's like, we are not going anywhere near the food court, because that's the food court is Aladdin's castle. And
yes.
She knew if I went near Aladdin's castle, I was going to want to go into the arcade. Yes.
It was over.
So when they put in 2 cabinets for Mortal Kombat, because they knew it was going to be a big hit.
Oh, yeah.
Man, people were glued.
I bet. I was.
They were glued. I was like, ain't no way I can leave without playing at least a couple games. So mom kind of relented, gave me $10 and let me go play.
You know what? when I was 21, I was staying with my parents. I would do stuff around the house, while I'm trying to find a job and everything. And there was this dish that was behind the couch. My dad pointed to it, and he said, "Go look in there." What? There was a $20 bill in there.
You knew where you were going.
He put his arm around me and he said, "Enjoy." I was out of that house faster than Tim Raines.
Gone. Would it take Halsted down to 79th and then take 79th all the way to Ford City?
Hauled ass.
Oh, you can hear the V12 of Brian Snow.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
I hauled ass.
Yeah.
And there was a line out the freaking door.
Yes. Yes, because it's really one of the first few games that really glorified that this is going to have blood. This is going to have fatalities. There's going to be a lot of violence in this game. This was not Street Fighter. This was like the more gritty version of Street Fighter.
There was blood. There was blood on Mortal Monday.
Yes.
Here's a crazy thing. I think 94 is when they released Mortal Kombat 2. I believe it was 94.
Yeah, it was 94.
Somebody in the chat confirm that for me, please. I want to say it was 94 when they released Mortal Kombat 2.
I'm going to do a live research right now.
By that time, I had moved to North Carolina, and I'm on a mission, going to a store. I walk in said store. I look at the gaming cabinets. I see Zaxxon. I see Pac-Man. And then I see more.
Actually, 93.
93. Okay.
November 12th, 1993 was when Mortal Kombat 2 was released.
Well, by 94, I was in North Carolina. And then I saw Mortal Kombat 2. There went half of that allowance.
Yeah. See, the thing is,
with Liu Kang.
Two places that I think ate up so much money were movie theaters and arcades.
Yeah. It ain't a mine. I know that.
And I tell you this right now, one thing I really want to do, and I will definitely push my damnness to do within the next year or two.
And that is?
I'm going to find a drive-in movie theater, and I'm going to watch some movies.
Oh, God.
If I can find one. I remember someone telling me there was one like in the south side of Illinois, like by Hoffman. But I don't know.
Man, I cannot say how long. Well, it's been a long, long time since I've been to a drive-in movie theater. But you know what I saw the day I went? The day I went to the drive-in movie theater. I saw The Wiz. That's the arcade, folks. Have a good day. Coming up next, we'll talk some NBA stuff. The Knicks pulled out a big win. So did the Warriors. And there's rumbling surrounding Golden State. Lots of rumors floating around.
And these two guys called it.
Land. We'll do that when y'all get back. Snowman in the morning, back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family. So the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meat beef of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Blow up the Chicago Bulls and start again, please.
Please.
Hey, wake up.
Droid. There you go. This is why I'm so glad I don't have a chair.
I
yeah, because I can do this too.
This is why I'm glad I don't have a chair yet. I don't have a choice. I gotta sit up straight.
Because if you get a chair,
man,
he passed it out within 5 minutes.
Literally,
if he
4 minutes and 59 seconds.
It would just be like, "Oh, this is a really nice."
Yep, 4 minutes 59.
That's about what happened when I got this chair.
Okay.
Wife brought it home.
Mm-hmm.
I set it up here in the office, and before she could complete bringing everything in, I was out.
Right. All right. So last night we had 2 blockbuster NBA games that these 2 gentlemen called.
Most certainly did. And
First
Droid,
one
for your first call, you were absolutely brilliant.
Mm-hmm. We have the New York Knicks and the Houston Rockets, and then we had the Orlando Magic taking on the Golden State Warriors. Sorry.
You know what my friend Kevin called the Warriors once upon a time?
Broken State.
Broken State.
I remember. I remember. All right.
I just remember him saying in studio when we were on the air, yeah, but they lost to Broken State last night, and I lost it.
So, what were your guys' thoughts on these these four teams, I should say, and these two matchups?
Start with Droid. Your matchup last night: Rockets, Knicks from MSG. Of course, MSG was rocking the whole time. The point that Droid wanted to bring home, and I'll give him the floor right now, was free throws.
Yeah. The shake of the head, like, no.
I'm pulling a playmaker. I'm just gonna hide my face behind the mic.
You can't do that because we already know who you are.
Right. I mean, we've seen playmakers.
We've already.
I'm gonna get a pop filter. Cover the rest of it.
Why won't you want to talk about last night's game that you called?
Because I didn't realize until after the game was over, until this morning, that my mic wasn't connected.
What?
I was calling the game through my laptop mic.
Oh, okay.
That explains a lot.
Doesn't matter. You still called one.
You still called the game. Doesn't matter.
Those are the things that you polish up as time progresses. Because I never thought I was going to call a football game until this past year. Never once I think, oh, I'm going to call a football game, and here I am calling the Cowboys versus the Panthers, or Green Bay versus Philadelphia.
Green Bay, Philadelphia. Every week is like, which game are you doing? Let's get to the NBA rumors, because there's a couple I want to pounce on right now.
Okay, before we do that, Snowman.
Yes.
Your take on Warriors and Magic. We talked about last night about what they did right, what they can improve on. But to me, I think one of the big wake-up calls and one of the big surprises was the resurgence of Draymond Green.
Yeah, Draymond Green had a big effect on the game last night. He had a big effect on the game. And just his presence.
Yes, there it is. His presence. Green.
And you can tell whenever he went out, the Warriors got into a lull. When he came back, they sped the game up.
Mm-hmm. It's just crazy. I'm just like, man, he really shows that he can take the game over. He can show that he's another captain, especially now that Clay's gone. Yep. He's going to be the one that has to step in that role. And I think Steve Kerr's got to give him the ability to step in that role. But so long as he keeps his nose clean and he puts up performances like this, he's going to really be one of those front runners to really pull the Warriors into something special.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what I loved about the Warriors game last night. Even though they had so many empty possessions, and Victor, you and I pounced on that and talked about that the whole game last night.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many empty possessions for Golden State. So many empty possessions.
Right.
And yet they found ways to not only get back in the game, but win the damn thing.
Yes.
Hats off to Andrew Wiggins, who was one of our players of the game. He had 26 points last night.
Mm-hmm.
Steph Curry finished with 24. But there was a point in the third quarter, and Victor and I both said it almost simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
The first three that goes down for Steph Curry, the floodgates will open.
Right.
Wouldn't you know it, about 8 minutes left in the third, he bangs one home, and then the Warriors were off to the races.
Yeah, because really the Magic were really doing well at defending the perimeter.
Yeah, they were.
And once Draymond and Wiggins start, doing the backdoor cuts, it opened up the floor a little bit.
The middle opened.
Right. And it allowed Steph Curry to get really good looks at the basket and then finally letting them drop.
You know who needs to step up for Golden State? His name is Buddy Hield.
Mm-hmm.
They got him for a reason, to be the shooter that replaces Klay Thompson.
Right.
Now he has to act like it.
Right.
And I'm not saying he isn't, But I'm saying that the Warriors need to trust him more, like they did early in the season.
Right.
They have to trust him.
Yeah, that's gonna be the thing. Is they've got to actually trust him.
Yep.
That he can make that shot. That's what you pay him for.
Exactly.
You can't call him a bust if you don't give him opportunities to prove whether yay or nay.
And since his season-ending injury a few years ago, it's been mostly nay with the Warriors.
Yeah.
That they don't trust him. Especially now with this what happened between he and Jordan Poole.
Ooh boy.
Which should never have happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which should never Draymond just needed to apologize and go about his day.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole just needed to explain what's going on and go about his day.
They made it more of a circus than it needed to be.
Yeah.
More of a distraction needed to be.
Yep. Yep. That's what they did. That is what they did. All right. Final note before we get on out of here. Women's college basketball top 25. We'll go from 25 to 1. 25 is Oklahoma State. 24 is Vanderbilt. 23 is Alabama. 22 is Florida State. And 21 is California. 20 is Michigan State. Tennessee is at 19. West Virginia 18. Georgia Tech 17. Maryland 16. They dropped 2 spots. Oklahoma dropped 2 spots to number 15. North Carolina State up 3 spots to number 14. North Carolina up 2 spots to number 13, and they have a 21 season. Kansas State down a spot. They are 21-2, and they are sitting at 12 right now. Kentucky at 11 at 19-2. And here's your top 10. Duke is at 10 at 17-4. TCU at 9 at 21-2. Ohio State at 20-1, who plays UCLA tomorrow night. They're at 20-1. At 6 is LSU up a spot at 23-1. UConn's at 5 at 21-2, up a spot. Texas up a spot at number 4 with the record of 22-2, and 3 through 1. At 3 is Notre Dame, 2 is South Carolina, and number 1 is UCLA. Big game on when. Go ahead, Droid.
Huh?
I thought was that Victor? Okay, go ahead, Victor.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything. I'm just like, wow, the resurgence of Notre Dame and collegiate sports is crazy.
You know,
the Fighting Irish football fighting for the championship this past year, and now you got women's basketball. They're at what, number 3?
They are number 3.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
that is crazy.
That is crazy. That is absolutely nuts. But I love it.
I do too. What are the trade rumors going about right now? We talked about the blinking you missed a blockbuster trade with Luka and AD. Are there any other trades going on before the deadline that are of note?
Not that I know of. There's a couple of rumors.
Okay.
That have KD reuniting with Steph Curry.
Oh. Really?
That's the biggest rumor floating around right now. His name has been tossed out there for a possible reunion with Steph.
Okay. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah, that would be nuts.
Especially
that would be nuts, wouldn't it?
Especially if King Chicken Wang finds out he tried to get rid of AD and send him to the Warriors.
You know what?
That'd be funny.
LeBron, look, the LeBron rumor that you brought up yesterday.
Yeah, him forcing the trade to the Warriors.
That ain't happening. That's cap. That's
hard cap.
That is cap if I ever heard one.
That is hard.
If I ever heard it. Okay, that's all cap.
To me, it's the reasoning of it. To me, the reasoning. They're like, it's not just because AD went. It's because he's so mad that AD left and he wasn't consulted about it. I'm like, do you think LeBron cared that much?
No, LeBron doesn't care that much.
Especially for someone who kept getting hurt every single year.
Yep.
Well, he didn't care.
He really didn't.
The fact that he was so indignant, and that's why he's gonna force a trade because he's mad the Lakers are saying he does not care.
He doesn't care. He set the whole thing up.
And then they're also saying that if he goes, he's taking Bronny with him. First of all, I don't think that's his choice.
First of all, we don't really care.
I mean, we don't.
Bronny. We give 2/5 of a half of a damn about Bronny. All right. Secondly, he's not going to force a trade to the Warriors. The Warriors are already set.
Yeah.
Play-by-play with JJ in the house with us. When we doing our interview, JJ, I'm going to have to reschedule it. LeBron is coming to Philly now. No, he's not.
That'd be funny. I would love to see that just on the
You know what? That would be
circus
a train
alone.
that would be a train wreck and a half.
Just on the media circus alone, I love to see
That would be a train wreck and a half.
LeBron and Embiid on the same team.
You know what? Let me say this. LeBron is a team destroyer. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Team
We've
obliterator.
seen all kinds of evidence of it. LeBron in Philadelphia would seal their fate.
That'd be terrifying.
Matter of fact, I have time. We have time. JJ, get ready.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna open the chat. Let's do this. Let's open the chat line.
Okay.
Let's open the chat line and chat with the fans, shall we?
Sounds
We
like
did
a plan
this
to
once
me.
before, and it was very successful. So let's do it again.
Okay.
Let's do it again. JJ, the link's in the chat. Come on up. We're gonna drop. We're gonna I think that's one of the reasons I wanted to extend the show. I want to talk to the fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one reason I extended the show. Joy, what are you researching?
I'm not sure.
Joy,
What?
what are you researching?
Nothing.
Oh, you were looking at the computer really hard.
Yeah. Uh-oh. That looks as he found something. What'd you find?
I didn't find anything.
You were looking like you found something important and it didn't make you happy a moment ago.
Maybe you found that the Bookers are projecting the Bruins to win the Stanley Cup this year.
Oh, dear Lord. They'd have to go through the Panthers first.
They would have to.
They would have to go to the Panthers first. All right, folks, please help me welcome Jason Joseph from Play by Play. JJ. What's up, JJ?
How's it going, brother man?
What is going on, guys? How you all doing? What's up?
We're good. We're good.
I like the hat.
Now,
thanks.
I like the hat too.
I got this one at NFL Films back when I was interning there in 2022.
Nice. Very nice.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Yeah. Let's talk. Let's talk shop.
Let's talk. All right. We got about 11 minutes remaining.
All right.
I want to give you the floor here. And I promised JJ that I'd bring him on the show and let him cut loose about the Sixers, considering the season they're having. The floor is yours, sir.
A roller coaster of a season, to say the least. First and foremost, Joel Embiid and Paul George are sitting on the sidelines, and yet this team is actually playing better without them, which is really funny when you really think about it.
I've seen it. I've seen it happen.
I never thought that this team could find ways to disappoint me, but even after they blew a 26-point lead to the Boston Celtics, they still find ways to disappoint me, Snowman. Oh, but JJ, they were missing Andre Drummond. They were missing Joel Embiid. They were missing Paul George. They had like over $300 million over on their bench.
Yep. Turn the volume up and do that again. There we go. I love it.
BS. I don't care who's on your team. This team was actually playing better without those guys, and yet they still found a way to blow that lead, and I still can't forgive them for that. But ultimately, it is time to rebuild with Tyrese Maxey and with Jared McCain for next year. Those are the two guys that you're going to want to build around, and Daryl Morey needs to give it up. Now,
he needs to.
Now, hold up 1 second. Because this core has actually played better without Joel Embiid, that doesn't mean trade Gershon Yabusele unless you get a very, very, very good deal for him.
Right.
But I like this core that they have right now with Ricky Council and with Justin Edwards and with some of these other guys. So you're not getting rid of those players. You're getting rid of the Kyle Lowrys, the Reggie Jacksons, the Eric Gordons, the older guys, along with Paul George. And I think I'm ready to cut ties with Joel Embiid. I am.
Wow.
It's taken a lot for me to say that, but I'm there.
Yeah, because you've been a big defender of it, especially when
I've been a huge defender.
When JJ has been on this show, we talked everything Joel Embiid, and I said what I said about Joel Embiid.
Paul George is a fraud, by the way.
Jason got mad at me.
Yes.
He got mad. He got mad at me. Of course, he did it playfully, but he got mad at me.
I will still defend that this organization never put the right pieces around Joel Embiid earlier in his career. Ben Simmons, James Harden, it wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to work. I will still defend that to this day.
Ben, however, Simmons.
However, when it comes to just getting in shape and when it comes to just all the injuries that he's had, I don't think it makes I believe that the reason why he's had all these injuries is because he's not taking care of his body properly.
Yeah.
And that's what I see as the problem with Luka Doncic. It's the same type of thing.
Please go there.
It's the same type of thing, man. You can have all the talent in the world, but yet if you don't take care of that body, you're not going to last that long. I know that you have been very critical of LeBron James, but the one thing that you can't criticize about LeBron is that he takes care of his body. And that is why he's lasted for so long.
I can criticize that by saying one thing. Now, this is not true. Hasn't been proven to be true. I'm doing this to mess with JJ. I can criticize that by saying one thing. He's taking PEDs to support his body.
I knew you were going to go there. I knew exactly where you were going with that.
That's a conversation for a later time. Folks.
Yes, but regardless, he has stayed in shape and he has found ways to put himself in a position to stay relevant.
Right.
So, but in regards to Joel Embiid, it's been a very disappointing season. All he did was he came back and he only played, because he played in the Olympics and he did it as a selfish move. He didn't even want to play for Africa. I would have given him a pass for that. He played for the United States because he cared about rings, cared about himself, cared about his legacy, and he did not put the team first. And no wonder why he hasn't been able to stay healthy. They say that it's a knee injury, and then they say, well, now it's a foot injury. And now it's something else. Now there's problems with his eyes. Now it's a problem with his foot again. And the reason why he's just not playing out there is because he doesn't know how to keep himself healthy. And yet, by the way, he's doing handstands during practices, and he's just sitting over on the sidelines next to Paul George. You know, they're just celebrating and they're just watching this team, and yet they should feel so embarrassed that they're over on the sidelines watching this team blow a 26-point lead to Boston.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't feel happy about that. They should feel embarrassed. The organization should feel embarrassed because they gave Joel Embiid all that money for what?
To do nothing.
For what?
And Paul George, for that matter.
And Paul George as
Paul
well.
George.
Now, the Golden State Warriors apparently are interested in trying to get a superstar and they're trying, and they have expressed interest in getting Paul George. I don't know why you would do it if you're Golden State, but I'll tell you what, Daryl Morey, I don't care if you get a bag of chips in that deal. You do it. You do it.
You're not gonna, and it's not.
Days of Steve A. Smith talking about Eddie Curry.
All right, let me just. It's they did
trade him for the crumble cookies that you owe Tobias Harris to.
Yep. You know what? They're not going to do that deal because they're interested in a couple of other players that'll actually contribute. Nikola Vucevic from Chicago, and Kevin Durant.
The Sixers should have never gotten rid of him too, by the way.
No, not at all.
Yep. Yes. So those are my thoughts about the Sixers. Yep. They're just a disgrace of a franchise. And Nick Nurse, I owe Nick Nurse an apology for one thing.
Why is that?
And that is that Nick Nurse, I understand, had a hard time with coaching Joel and with coaching Paul George because, again, they're superstars. But with the way that he has these guys coached, undermanned, they're outplaying a lot of people's expectations. Yeah. I still won't give him credit for for all the Kyle Lowry, Reggie Jackson minutes because that killed them in the last game. But I also understand too, Daryl Morey got them, and they're on the team, and you got to give Maxey his rest. And there's only so much that you can do. I understand, but I do feel like that Nick Nurse has actually sort of deserved a little bit more praise than I've been giving him because how much can you really do with this roster when you just have a lot of premature babies?
You have a lot of prima donnas.
Yep. A lot of prima donnas.
A lot of them.
It's like we were talking about before with Mr. Reasons. There's no tough love, culture in any of these teams. And NBA is.
I feel sorry for Tyrese Maxey
guilty of this.
For having him deal with all this bull crap, with all this BS.
After his contract is up, I believe he's gone for that reason.
They extended him, but they're going to definitely need to build around him and McCain for next year. Those are the two guys. So,
all right, we are out of time. JJ, thanks for coming up. I appreciate you. We'll have you back later this week to talk Super Bowl, Chiefs and Eagles. Our Super Bowl coverage week continues. Thank you, JJ. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We hope you all are too. So long, everybody. And like I said before, Joel Embiid, you a bitch.
Yep. Agreed.
See you tomorrow.